Hello and welcome to Revsportz. This is Mohor Chaudhuri, and currently we are standing here at the auction of the Bengal Pro T20 League. And joining me today is Debasis Sen as well. So this is the first time that an auction is taking place for this particular tournament, and it's the third season of Bengal Pro T20 League. There are some prominent names which are going to be playing in this tournament, and also some new players who are coming up, and they will be getting the exposure and all that is needed to move ahead to the bigger stage. Of course, I'll ask Debashish that first. Debashish, tell me, what did we see today? What is the Bengal Pro T20 League all about?
Yeah, obviously, Mohit, there was a fair bit of anticipation with the auctions. Yes, and obviously the players who impressed in the first auction. I just read out the names. I had to, pardon me because I have to look at the names. Shahbaz Ahmed. Yes, he got the highest bid. 12.2 lakhs, and he was brought by Strachi Tribes Rar Tigers. His next was Abhishek Porel. He went for 10.4 lakhs, and he was brought by Laksham Kolkata Tigers. Next up is obviously India player Mukesh Kumar, who went for 9.6 lakhs. He went to Sobisco Smashers Malda. Obviously, he had the franchise opted for a right to match, so he went for the Kolkata Tigers. Next up was who went for a lot of amount was Sudeep Ghorami. He also went for 9.4 lakhs. He went to Purulia Royals. Let me just tell you that it's the new franchise which has been added in. You remember it was in April that a new franchisee was added. But unfortunately, we know what happened yesterday. Harbour Diamonds, they opted out due to some unforeseen circumstances. So it was 8 franchisee that's going to be participating in the third edition of the Bengal Pro T20 League. Obviously, next up was Ritik Chatterjee, who went for 8.2 lakhs. He went to Adamas Howrah. Next up was Avimanyu Ishwaran. He also went for 8 lakhs. He was brought by Sobisco Smashers Malda. And obviously, when you talk about the A plus category, the minimum price was 2 lakhs. And the last, but not the least, was Shakir Habib Gandhi, who went for 8 lakhs to Adamas Howrah. So, Mohor, these were the prominent names. Obviously, I am talking about the players who went for 8 or 8 more than 8 lakhs. Obviously, there were other big buys, but obviously, if we discussed all the names, then it will take long. So,
Yeah, so these are some of the prominent names that came up, and obviously there was a lot of excitement and anticipation surrounding them. But what about the new players coming up, Debashish? What do you think? How big of a platform will it be for them to sort of get the exposure and move ahead to the bigger stage?
yeah, absolutely. It's a huge platform for the players. And if you look back at the last two editions, there was a draft system that was in operation, but it gives an even feel when the players get an opportunity to pick players from the auction. And so yes, and it's a huge platform, I would say. But only that thing that worries me is that why isn't the Bengal Pro T20 League being staged before the IPL? But I had a word with SEBI President Saurav Ganguly, and he was telling that obviously in September there is rain, and obviously BCCI doesn't allow the state T20 leagues. So I think that this was perhaps the only only window where you can stage the Bengal Pro T20 League. But obviously, all the eyes will be on this edition. We know that JSW Sports is the new sponsors. So I think there is a lot of work that has gone into prioritizing the league. But let's see how it shapes up.
Absolutely, you summed it up perfectly. And also, if I had to ask you a little bit about the talent pool here in West Bengal, what are your thoughts on it? And going forward, do you see much more representation from Bengal in Indian cricket?
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what you want. You want more players to play for India, I would say. Yes, we have a likes of Abhishek Porel, who is doing well in the IPL. You have a Mukesh Kumar. We have a Mohammad Shami. Can you just tell me what Mohammad Shami means? Mohammad Shami, Akashdeep. We know Akashdeep particularly is injured. He is right now at the center of excellence. So, and I think he went for some 3 lakhs or 3 point.
Yes, Akashdeep went for 3 lakhs, and Mohammad Shami went for 5.2 lakhs. But and both of them have gone to the same team, so we can understand the kind of team that Servotec Siliguri have formed. And of course, my next question to you, Devashish, will be about the defending champions, Adamas Howrah Warriors. How important will it be for them to carry the winning momentum forward?
Yeah, absolutely. It will be huge for Howrah, Adamas Howrah. Obviously, they have brought some very good players in Shakir Habib Gandhi, who was brought for 8 lakhs. They also have Judajit Gua, 2.9 lakhs. And they also have a Kanistret. Means obviously he's a decent pacer. So a lot of good buys. For Adamas Howrah. Because remember, they are the defending champions. So, but once again, when the competition will be very, very evenly fought because every franchisee will have a even opportunity with the auctions, which was not the case when there was draft system in place.
Absolutely. And Debashish, tomorrow, as we all know, it's the women's auction. And of course, Trisha and Snehashish will be here covering that. But what are your expectations out of the women's auction?
Yeah, you had a word with Jhulan Goswami as well, and she was also telling that it will give a great platform for the young talents. Means particularly when it comes to the girls, the women's. Yeah, we know the Bengal women's team has done reasonably well in the national tournaments, but this the Bengal Pro T20 League will open newer avenues, I would say, and it will give more opportunities and platform to showcase their talent, and that is what you want. We have seen in other state leagues, state T20 leagues like the Karnataka State Pro T20 League. Obviously, there's other T20 leagues across the country. So maybe this is perhaps the time that we will get to witness more and more talents coming up from Bengal Pro T20 League.
Of course, and I had the privilege of talking to Jhulan Goswami ma'am about tomorrow's auction, women's team, and everything. So let's see what she has to say. Ma'am, first things first, if I had to ask you about today's auction, what did you see out there and what are you expecting in future?
Well, to be honest, last 2 years, Bengal Pro T20 League happened without auction. This is the first time CAB introduced Bengal Pro T20 League through the auction process. The players will going to select it, and it's going to be some different kind of exciting moment for everyone because we want to see that how every franchisee responds and how they prepare and come here and do the proper way and build a nice team. So looking forward, that excitement is there, and hopefully all those talented quality players will come and will get the best prize over here.
Absolutely. Ma'am, what would you say about the talent pool here in West Bengal? I mean, for both the men's team and the women's team. And how important is a tournament like this to give them the exposure and bring them to the forefront?
Well, Bengal always have a great talent. That cricketers, men's as well as women's. If you see men's team also last 3 4 years has done really well in Ranji Trophy level. Yes, unfortunately, we are not able to win the Ranji Trophy, but we always there in that top four contender. And same thing in women's team also. Last 3 4 years, we are very consistent in women's cricket in all the age group format. Last year we won under 15 also, but unfortunately in senior level we played a couple of finals, couple of semi-finals. In age group we played semi-finals, but unfortunately could not won the trophy. But we have a strong pool, talented pool over here. And Bengal is one of the state was having 8 franchisee tournament. That's in a different state. If you go, there will be 5 team or 6 team, but in 8 team, 8 men's team as well as 8 women's team and same franchisee will not see. So that's why you can understand that pool, the talent, and pool how much we have. So I think where CAB worked last 3 4 years to build women's cricket and are taking this women's cricket next level. So I think credit goes to CAB.
Of course. And as we all know, tomorrow is the auction for the women's team and you'll be there as well. So, what are you expecting out of it?
Well, again, excitement will be there because this is going to be first time, and but I wanted to see how our girls will get the proper response from the auction table. So hopefully, whatever they'll learn today, and they're going to do the better thing tomorrow because before women's today is a men's auction is going on. So it's everyone for everyone. This is the first time all the franchises they're having first auction, so they all are nervous. So hopefully tomorrow they will come back better way, and they they will choose the right talented players, and they will give a proper platform to for those young budding cricketers to come forward and use that platform, and from there they can represent in future for WPL or Indian team.
Of course. And last but not the least, ma'am, going forward, do you see much more representation from Bengal in Indian cricket?
Yes, I wanted to see, because already Tita, Sricha, Saika, they have represent for Indian team. Dhara, Tanushri, they have represent for India A. So, I love to see more girls and coming forward and represent in WPL in and national team, because we have a quality players, we have huge talent, that bunch of cricketer in across all age group. But only thing is, they need to have right exposure, and at this moment in this tournament will give them a lot of visibility, because a lot of other franchisee WPL franchises, they come forward, they'll watch, and those scout team will come here, and they'll pick those right talent, and they'll get the right justice. So hopefully this tournament will be the huge platform for those young budding cricketers in our state.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you. Well, we heard what Jhulan ma'am had to say about this Bengal Pro T20 League, but we also spoke to a few of the franchisee members, their owners. Let's see what they have to say.
Actually, during the last 5 years, we are doing lots of things for the development of in the sports. Already, we ranked as a university 13 in the Khelo India. We have the more than 450 players, and they are studying under the Adamas University, all over the India. That is the reasons the students will be benefited. At the same time, the players who are very much wish to play and in different games, they will get the scope and the opportunity also. So Adamas Howrah Warriors, the team also will inspire the lots of young mind in Bengal. We are the only groups we are trying to develop this sports culture from school to university. So I am very much hopeful this environment, these situations will help lots of young people, young talent people also to develop their the capability and efficiency.
Being the defending champions of Bengal Pro T20 League, means obviously we have already seen we have some great guys in the auction. So, what would be your vision going ahead, and how will this Bengal Pro T20 League honor the talents which have been missing in so far?
Of course, there's a quota. We have to select the players who are the under the 19s, and then the many young players got the scope today's auctions also. So I think this type of tournament will make the mind of the all the players of the Bengal more competitive, because we are discussing that during the last 2 to 3 years why there's a lack of the player in Indian team. I think that this process and this type of tournament will help to bring more people, more players from the Bengal for the Indian cricket teams in futures.